Hello everyone, it's Lindsay, and today is another budget-friendly Bible journaling process video. My last one was kind of a big hit, and so I thought I would show you some other budget-friendly products. And so I'm going to use Crayola markers in my Bible, and normally this is a big, huge, fat no-no because these bleed through your Bible pages. But with just adding a little bit of clear gesso, I can use whatever products pretty much I want, except for glossy products. You don't want to use glossy paints and things like that in your Bible, but I can use Sharpies, I can use Crayolas if I apply a layer of clear gesso. Now, clear gesso isn't necessarily a budget-friendly product. I know that. This was about $9.99 at Michael's, but it's a small investment to be able to use a lot of products you might already have at home, as opposed to investing in a whole bunch of new products that are safe and friendly for your Bible pages unprepped. So like Faber-Castell markers, watercolors, things like that can start to add up. So just by spending the $10, you can apply a 40% coupon, so that makes it much more affordable. Then it kind of opens up the world of products that you might already have at home that you can use. These markers were actually ones that I purchased for my boys for Christmas, so I raided their room and pulled these out to use them, and I'm going to show you some fun ways to use these. And so today what I'm doing is I'm working through this devotional that my sister bought me for Christmas, and it's 100 Quiet Moments for Moms to Meet with Jesus, and I really have loved it so far. And so I'm kind of worked through the devotional, and I'm going to do an entry in my Bible based off my reading in this devotional. So we'll go ahead and I'll put you on fast forward, and we'll take you through the process using Crayola markers in your Bible. Okay, so the key to this trick with the markers working is you need to have gesso on the page, since these markers do bleed through. So I'm going to go ahead and apply 3 layers of this gesso. So I'm taking a foam brush and applying a thin layer, but I want to make sure that I have plenty of product on there so it covers every little bit of the page. And I'm just working from the inside part of the page out. That way I don't deal with too much wrinkling or accidentally tearing my page. And I just want to make sure I have really good coverage. So I'm actually going to add on more than I would typically do when I prep. So I'll add a layer, dry it, and then I will do that 2 more times. So I have a total of 3 layers of gesso. It's a little more than I normally use, but I know these markers would bleed through. So I just want to make sure that I have every bit of this page covered so none of it will bleed through. Now, for some reason, I seem to have lost some footage, but we're going to do some ink smushing using these markers. So I've picked a few colors, and I'm going to scribble them out onto some plastic packaging here. It's just trash from some stickers. I'll add a little bit of water, and then I can smush this on the page. And this works because those are washable markers, so they respond to water, and they start moving with water. So it's a lot like the technique I do with distress inks or with watercolors, or I've done it with a few different mediums, and so it'll work just the same with these markers. So I can go ahead and dry that and then go in with the next color. And I can still see all of the text on the page, no problem, but this is a great way to have a watercolor look without having to invest in watercolors. You can just use the markers you already have. So you can see I'm going to go in and add a little bit of purple. And it was a little bit darker than I wanted, so I'll go ahead and pick that up with my paper towel just to lighten it. So this is just going to be in the background behind all of the other work that I am going to do. And you can see it looks just like watercolor, and it's Crayola markers. So I am working in 1 John 4:19. Says, "We love because he first loved us." And like I said, I'm working through that devotional book that my sister got me. And this first day of the devotional is talking about loving our children and what that looks like, or what it should look like. And it says here, the gospel informs us that our acceptance by God as his daughters is based on Jesus's performance, not our own. It's in the context of this loving relationship that we desire to live in obedience. We love because he first loved us. He took the first step. Our obedience is a response to his love. This is precisely why our children need to be reminded of our unconditional love for them. They need first and foremost a relationship, and not just a list of do's and don'ts. Rules may change behavior, but they cannot change the heart. Our children need us to pursue them patiently, even when they don't deserve it, as our Father does with us. And so I'm really looking forward to jumping into this devotional and maybe adjusting some parenting styles we've adopted in our home. We'll see. I don't know. But it's been fun to read through the first couple days. By the time I'm doing this, I've already done a few more days, and I really am enjoying this devotional. So I will link it down below so you can check that out and pick it up for yourselves. If you are a mom, I think this would be a good one for you. So on screen here, I went ahead and did some lettering using a pencil first, and then one of the pens that used to be at Michael's. I don't think they're carried there anymore, but I will link the Amazon link. They are very, very inexpensive pens. And kind of the theme of this video is to use budget-friendly products. So that's why I'm not using something like a Micron pen or something like that. And then now I'm going in with these markers and creating these flowers. And I know some of you might be cringing because I am straight coloring on these pages with these Crayola markers, but I promise you nothing bleeds through because I have that gesso. So I can go in and add layers of color. I'm kind of excited to use these in future journaling projects and see just how much we can get out of them and how different ways that we can use them now that we have that layer of gesso down there. So I'm going in with a darker purple and adding some shading, and I went back in with purple over the yellow to add some dot detail. That creates kind of a brown gray color. I can go in and just draw some simple leaves. I wasn't wanting to be super fussy. Like I said, this is supposed to be budget friendly, so I'm sticking to just limited products to show you don't need a whole office full of supplies to Bible journal. Just some gesso, markers, and pens, and you can get beautiful pages done. I'll go back in with a darker green and add some shading. In the still shots, you'll see I came back in with that pen and added some pen detail also off camera just to kind of finish off those flowers. But that is it for the entry. Really simple. On the back side, you can see absolutely no bleed through, really even less shadowing than I normally get with other products. So it was a success. So definitely give it a try. If you have questions or comments, leave those down below. Check out the description box. I will have links to all of the products used. You can also head on over to my blog where I have links and information over there as well. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. And until next time, thank you so much. Bye-bye.